This is lesson 12-3, quartiles, percentiles, and outliers. Let's first discuss quartiles. Quartiles are a measure of location of any data score in a data set. Quartiles will divide a data set into 4 parts. Here are some special case notes that you should be made aware of. Q1, or the first quartile, is always equal to the 25th percentile. We will get into percentiles later on in this lesson. The second quartile will always be equal to the 50th percentile score, and it will also always be the median score. And the third quartile will always be equal to the 75th percentile. To find quartiles, the first thing you want to do, like when we do finding the median, is to arrange all of your data in numerical order. Next, find the median, the second quartile. That'll divide your data set up into 2 groups, the lower set and the upper set. Next, find the middle value of your lower set. That will be your first quartile, sometimes called your lower quartile. In class, you will hear me use first quartile. Next, find your middle value of your upper set of data. That will be your third quartile. When you combine 5 values, the minimum, the 3 quartile values, the first, second, and third, and the maximum value of any set of data, we call that the 5-number summary. That definition will be extremely important to us in lesson 12-4 when we begin to do box plots. The interquartile range is a measurement that will be important to us when we find outliers. The formula for interquartile range, or IQR, is the third quartile minus the first quartile. Outliers in data are numbers that are a little bit out of whack. We tend to have some outliers when we're doing statistics. An outlier will always be defined as any value above the third quartile that is an amount greater than 1.5 times the interquartile range. On the other side, it can also be below the first quartile value by an amount that's greater than 1.5 times the interquartile range. It's very important to know that 1.5 times the interquartile range will end up determining your outliers. Percentiles will tell us what percentage of the data is at or below any of the given data scores. To find a percentile of any given score, the first thing you want to do is count the total number of scores. Next, count the total number of scores below or at your given score. Next, divide the number that you got from step 2 by the number from step 1, the total number of scores. Then, multiply it by 100. Round your answer always to the nearest whole number when finding percentiles. Here's an example for you to try on your own. Using the accompanying data set of heights of 10th grade students, listed below, find the following. I want you to find the first and third quartiles, the percentile rank that 68 is in, the interquartile range, and if there are any outliers in the data. Pause the video at this point to give yourself a chance to try it on your own. So the first thing that we want to do is split the data in half. We have a total of 18 scores. So I'm going to split the data at 9 and 9. The data is split right here. So from 44 to 65 is now my lower set. From 66 to 71 is my upper set. The median in the lower set turns out to be 63. That becomes your first quartile. The median in the upper set turns out to be 69. That is your third quartile. To find the percentile rank that 68 is in, I know I have 18 scores. I count the number of scores that are at or below 68. In this case, we have 14 scores that are at or below 68. So now I have 14 divided by 18 times 100. I round to the nearest whole number to give me 78. Therefore, 68 is in the 78th percentile of the scores. Next, I want to find the interquartile range by subtracting Q3 from Q1. 69 minus 63 is 6. Now I want to check to see if there are any outliers. The first thing I need to do is multiply 1.5 times the interquartile range. 1.5 times 6 is 9. Now I'm going to check for outliers on both sides. My first quartile is 63. I need to see if there are any scores that are more than 9 below 63. I have one. It's 44. That means that 44, because it's more than 9 below 63, is an outlier. I check on the upper set. My quartile 3 is 69. There are no scores that are more than 9 above 69. So I have no outliers on the upper end. So my only outlier is 44. If you're having any issues with this particular lesson, please consult your teacher in class.